Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to week 4 of the Borderland Blitz, sponsored by Southwest University. I'm Adrian Ochoa.
And I'm B. Martinez. Adrian, what's going on? I know we can't control Mother Nature, but week 4? Come on.
Second straight week that this has happened. And Mother Nature this week, though, gave us a little tease, though, because we got through like half of the games, and then all of a sudden, once the third quarter, fourth quarter rolled around, then that's when the delays started. So got most of the game in, but let's go ahead and look at what we had scheduled here for our starting lineups. For some districts, this is the final week before they start district play next week, so a chance to fine-tune some things and hopefully pick up another win. And you look right here, our game of the week features two high-powered offenses, the Eastwood Troopers taking on the Aztecs from El Dorado.
And then we have a district showdown between Cañutillo and Del Valle, who would improve to 2-0 in district play. And then a battle for Northeast bragging rights, the Andrus Eagles hosting the Chapin Huskies.
Well, let's go ahead and get to our game of the week. Now, it features two teams that can certainly light up the scoreboard. The El Dorado Aztecs taking on the Eastwood Troopers. Last year, this game went down to the wire with the Aztecs winning by just 1 point, 55-54. So what would happen in the sequel? Let's go to SAC number 2. El Dorado entered the game undefeated, 3-0. Eastwood 2-1 on their season. First quarter, El Dorado's Bryson Booth hands it off to Ryan Estrada, the future Minnesota Gopher, taking it to the crib. But Eastwood gonna answer right back on their end because it's Eastwood's Kingston Jeffries. He can run the ball himself. Quarterback keeper right up the middle, and sayonara, hasta luego. That's gonna make it 10-7. Eastwood with the lead, and then El Dorado's Bryson Booth looking downfield in this next play right here. Looking. His pass gonna get picked off. We're going the other way. That's Eastwood's Logan Bedwell. And that would lead to this. It gets taken down there. Jeffries gonna hand it off to Matthew Ramirez. Punch it, count it. That's gonna make it 20-7 Eastwood. But look at what happens on the kickoff right here, B. Possible play of the week. Calling it now. 6 seconds left on the clock. El Dorado's Ryan Estrada brings it in, and he's shaking off defenders. And this is what Minnesota has to look forward to come next season. He's going to take it to the house there. It was 23-13, Eastwood on top at the half, but here come the Aztecs in the second half. Brashawn Bryan catches it in the end zone for the touchdown, but the El Dorado Aztecs, they weren't done yet because once again, Mr. Estrada going to find the end zone. And this game, El Dorado took the lead at that point, but then Eastwood would score on their ensuing drive. And at last check, it was 36-34 before we went into a lightning delay. Eastwood was on top by just those 2 points currently. There was about 2 minutes left to go in this game. That's where we're at right now. El Dorado had the ball before they caught that lightning delay, and they still haven't been able to continue the game over at the SAC. So a good one going down at SAC too.
Definitely, and what a comeback by the Aztecs.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, turning to District 1-5A Division 2, a showdown between two of the top teams in the district. The undefeated Del Valle Conquistadores hosting the 2-1 Cañutillo Eagles. Now the Del Valle Conquistadores played host, as we just said, to the Cañutillo Eagles in the first quarter. The Eagles fall short on getting a touchdown, but gained the field goal kick. Del Valle up 7-3. Then we see the Arizona State commit, go Devils, Jake Fetty throw the dart to Josiah Nunez, and look at Nunez. He stays on his feet, taking down not one but two defenders. But listen, okay, they called a flag on that play and this play, but I had to show it regardless. Here's Fetty again, scrambling out the pocket, throws the dart to connect with Dylan Gonzalez. Again, flags are being called all night long, you guys. But that's okay because here comes Fetty again, giving DB a first down, and Dante Etchison makes it to the crib. Now this game is in a delay still. Del Valle with a slim 21-16 lead.
I believe that game was in the third quarter when they call it that delay. But Fetty, you can call the flags all you want. He's just going to follow it up with another play.
Exactly. That's exactly why I had to show those two plays. We'll head back over to the SAC because that's where the Montwood Rams played host to the Bulldogs from Midland High. Both teams came into the game 0-3. So who would get the first win of the season? Let's go take a look. Now I got there there in the second quarter. Game was tied 14-14. The Midland Bulldogs would be the ones to separate as they score from 1 yard out to gain a 21-14 lead. However, Montwood is going to respond here. Quarterback Damian Briano makes the connect with Adrian Cortinas in the house to tie it up 21-21. Then with less than 30 seconds left in the first half, Evan Taylor for Midland scores to give the Bulldogs a, back it up just a little bit, 28-21 lead at the half. Now this game is still delayed in the third quarter. Same score, 28-21, Midland up.
Well, another team in search of their first win in 2025 were the Coronado Thunderbirds. They welcomed the Parkland Matadors. It was homecoming night for the T-Birds. Even the mascot there got a mum there. So would it being homecoming night, would it be the charm for Coronado? Well, the Matadors on the move here. They're going to toss it to Jordan Reese and run, Jordan, run. Parkland on the board, 7-0. But the Thunderbirds going to respond on their ensuing possession here. Wes Stansberry, the big quarterback there, to Ben Wilson. And hey, Mr. Wilson, making moves and busting loose. T-Birds going to tie this game at 7 apiece. But knocking on the door are the Matadors. Jesse Molina with the pass to Carter Perez for the touchdown. It's 13-7 Parkland. Extra point was blocked. Now watch this. Coronado about to punt. A high snap. Miles Gordado says, Chucks, what am I going to do with it? What is there to do with it? Just keep running with the ball. Going to bust out a spin move here, and they'll get the first down.
Oh, wow.
Just how they drew it up, right? Incredible. So the drive's going to keep on going, and that's going to lead to this. Handoff to Bryce Wrightstead. Punch it. Count it. Game was tied at 13 at that point. Another blocked extra point. Coronado gets their first win of the season. This game actually went final. One of the few games that actually went final tonight. Coronado getting their first win of the season, 40-20 over those Parkland Matadors. And we're going to have more on that mum later on.
Yeah.
Well, the Pebble Hills Spartans were in Rio Rancho, New Mexico tonight, taking on one of the best teams in the land of enchantment, the Cleveland Storm. Pebble Hills gets it going early. Quarterback Joe Fernandez finds LJ Bailey in the back of the end zone for the score. Then later in the game, Rio Rancho, Cleveland gets inside the one, and they would punch it in one play later. This game also had delays over there as well in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. But Rio Rancho with a big lead, currently 35-17 a game. This game was in a weather delay in New Mexico right now.
All right, well, I know you've heard a lot of Adrian and I, but we're going to go ahead and send things over to Rishi now. Rishi, what games did you hit up tonight?
I had some northeast and east side action today. I got hit with some weather very, very late in the day. I missed the weather by about like 5 minutes. I got hit hard on US 54 with that rain, but we're going to start with the battle of the Northeast. Chapin versus Andress. Andress coming off of a 55-0 win. Chapin coming off their first win of the season. Got to this game 27-7, but the very end of the first half, Eagles make that lead even larger. Jamari Millen to Avant Clayton, and he does the rest. That would make it 33-7 at halftime. The Eagles would pound some more points on. That would make it 40-7. That is Brian Cordova. And this battle of the Northeast is still in progress, actually. Again, came in a delay, 40-7 for the Andress Eagles right now. But the first game that I went to was an East Side battle versus a South Side battle. Homecoming night for Burgess taking on the Jefferson Silver Foxes and first drive of the game for the Mustangs. Take a look at this play from quarterback Marcus Sanchez. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket, roll out, chuck it downfield, and he will find Daniel Vela on third down, and that's going to be a first down for the Mustangs, making something out of nothing right there. Later in the drive, Sanchez is going to hit his man wide open, Jaden Bowser, in the end zone. That's going to be 6 for Burgess. They would go up 7-0 in the first quarter. Then after Jefferson 3-and-out, Mustangs get the ball back, and the Foxes defense trying to make a stand. A big-time sack by Nicholas Rossini, but that sack was not going to be enough. Sanchez, again, is going to chuck it downfield. Nathan Duran over 2 defenders. What a grab. And a sweet homecoming performance for the Mustangs. This game also delayed. Burgess up right now 34-7. A couple of big-time district wins for Andress and Burgess tonight, if those scores do hold, but because they are district games, they're probably going to continue. And like I said, I dodged the rain by literally 5 minutes. I'm going to bribe Doppler to stop the rain for the rest of the season. So be Adrian, I'll send it back over to you. What else we got tonight in the Borderland?
Yeah, that's the word of the day, easily delayed.
Oh, yeah?
It's been the word of the day for the last, 2 weeks for sure.
Last 3 weeks, all season.
Sadly, guys. Well, we want to remind you that you can watch the Borderland Blitz on the KVIA ABC 7 CTV app. It's available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. You can rewatch the Borderland Blitz if you want to relive the action, or if you missed it 1 week, you can go ahead and replay it.
Well, we got plenty more highlights to get to. We can't promise you they're going to have final scores, but we'll still show you what went down on these games. We'll check in with Ysleta, trying to keep their winning streak going against the Mountain View Lobos. We'll also check in with Riverside, taking on Irvin. That was another District 1-4A Division 1 game as well. Plus, Bel Air welcomed Big Spring to Highlander Stadium tonight.